help today, getting ready for tomorrow's community meal. And I've brought Steve Melling in. Lovely to see you.
Michelle, I absolutely love this, by the way, and I'm so excited. I can't cook, but I'm going to give it my best go.
I'm made up. This isn't just an excuse for me to get help with all my community meals and also find out a little bit about everybody because I'm really, really nosy. And I met Steve a few times, but you run, which we'll talk about later, Neon Run, which I joined in, was it 3-4 weeks ago?
Yes, yeah. Yes, it was January.
But the first time I met Steve was at a wellness event, Wellness in the City. Give that a bit of a plug. Brilliant wellness event, bringing lots of people together and people like yourself. And you were speaking at this event and it really resonated with me because you run an organisation called Recovery Runners.
Yeah, so it was the International Men's Day event at the Wellness in the City. And we done a little talk on stage, yes, and I run the Recovery Runners CIC, which is an organisation that help and support people who are in recovery from addiction, mental health struggles and a lot more.
Fabulous. We're going to get a little bit more information on that. Again, we're going to be looking at Global Scouse Day. So we are going to be making Wet Nelly. And I did research it and it's gone completely out of my head. But it is like a bread and butter pudding and it's absolutely gorgeous. Again, I'm going to put a little bit of a twist on it because I'm going to add some Caribbean spices, a little bit something different. And also, I've done a couple of different flavours and I experimented with and I actually put orange zest into it and it was absolutely gorgeous. The best thing about this, I love about Wet Nelly, is we're using up ingredients that otherwise would have been thrown away. I got a load of bread delivered from Veterans HQ. And this is bread that probably would have ended up in the bin and in landfill. But I froze it. We've got a community meal tomorrow night. And I thought, brilliant. Yeah. Global Scouse Day. I'm going to make bread and butter pudding. So Steve's going to give me a hand here, making Wet Nelly. Great name.
I think it was Docker's wedding cake.
That was it. Docker's wedding cake. It completely goes.
Yeah. Scouse thing.
Gone out my head. So I've got this bread. Here we go. So I want to show this to you. We have got quite a few people to feed tomorrow, so we are going to be doing a lot. And do you cook at home?
Not really. I can't really cook. I'm not a great cook. I can do basic things.
What's your signature dish?
Making steak. I like some steak with some salad and coleslaw. I think, and that's pretty much me out.
So when was it you started Recovery Runners?
So Recovery Runners, the actual very first event that we did was on the 1st of October 2023.
Yeah.
But the CIC didn't set up until a year later in the May time of 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what made you set it up then?
So I'm in recovery myself from drink and drug misuse. I am coming up to 3 years now. But whilst I was in treatment, actually, after about 2 months of being in treatment, I felt awful. I put loads of weight on. I wasn't sleeping well. Yeah. The anxiety was through the roof. My mood was low and I wanted to leave. So I had a conversation with my support worker telling them all the reasons why I shouldn't be there because I was feeling worse, etc., etc. And after that meeting, his words were, go running off. So I did, and I went and ran around the car park.
Had you ran before then?
I ran the London Marathon back in 2023.
Oh,
but so this was.
I've only ran for the ice cream race at this point.
This was a drunken conversation in the pub with somebody who'd had to pull out because they were injured, and it was sort of like 5 weeks before it. And I went, I'll do it. I didn't really train for it. I went and ran it. Well over 5 hours. Absolutely broke me. Threw my trainers away after it and thought I'm never running again. So then fast forward to this conversation with my support worker, he said, go and run it off. And I did. I went out into the car park at the back of the rehab and I ran 20 laps. Small car park, couldn't do it, hated every minute of it. I was 17.5 stone at the time.
Oh my goodness.
But after that, I felt a little bit better. I just felt a little release. I don't know what it was. I couldn't explain it.
Do you know, sometimes when you feel like your life's a bit out of control, you actually, any action is better than no action. And you were like sort of taking a little bit of control of your situation.
That was it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But after it, I just felt a little bit better. So we went the next day. And then after 3 weeks...
Can I ask, did you have any expensive trainers?
No.
Or
no.
gear or anything? Because anybody at home thinking, well, I can't do that. I haven't got
Yeah, no. So I just ran in the trainers that I had, just normal trainers that somebody would use in the gym. Now that I'm a little bit more experienced at running, I do run a lot more. I would advise people, if they do start running, to get yourselves a pair of running trainers, and they don't have to be expensive.
Yeah.
So getting up in the morning at 5 o'clock, going out, running around the car park. After 3 weeks, it just let this epiphany happen, is that me running is making me feel better.
Did anybody in recovery, while you were in recovery, were thinking, what's he doing? So
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say, we're just going to prep this stale bread. It's not too bad, actually, but the staler the better for this. And what we're going to do is going to just slice it.
Into little squares.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Steve. I'm like spoon feeding you here, literally, and you can slice bread. So that's all you're going to do.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So what were people saying to you at this time?
So I was talking to some of the lads and saying to them, listen, like, this running thing, it's great. Come and try it. And some.
So if you'd said that to me a couple of years ago before I ran, in fact, people would say this to me all the time, and I'd be like, no, it's not for me. Yeah. And I imagine runners to be like, so I'm gonna. Is it Zola Bud? Who was the runner? Who was the big? Was it Zola Bud? Who was the runner?
I think there was. Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So when you see them on the TV and the lights, they're just like. I always think of the, they're sort of like running and they're just so majestic, and that's not me.
Yeah.
So for me,
like Phoebe from Friends.
Yeah, honestly, on a good day, that's on my best day. So for me, for you, if you came to me and said, "Shell, what about running?" I'd be like, "No, you're crazy."
Yeah.
But really, can it be for anybody? Or most people?
Yeah, definitely. I personally believe that everybody can run, unless there's obviously any physical reasons as to why not. A lot of the time, what happens is we put too much pressure on ourselves, and we think that when we go out, we've got to run like
exactly.
A professional run, and we don't. We just need to get out and put one foot in front of the other, and that's all that it takes. And some of the other lads in the rehab came out and started running with us, and then they started to experience the benefits as well. A natural dopamine release of going out and running around that car park for 20 minutes. So when I was looking at leaving the rehab, what I didn't want to do was, stop running, and I didn't always want to run on my own, because running on your own, I'm okay with that, but running with other people, it just makes it so much better. So I thought, I'm going to set up a little group called Recovery Runners, and it will be a running group for people who are in recovery from addiction to come and run with us once a week around the park in Sefton Park. And the first time that we were there, 9 people turned up. Then the next week it was 15. Then the week after it was 20. And it just started to grow from there. And then people were messaging saying, I want to come down, but I can't run. Can I walk? And I'm like, well, yeah.
And do you get people who maybe aren't in addiction, but...
And that was then they started getting people messaging saying, well, I'm not in recovery from addiction, but I suffer with my mental health, or I've just lost my job, or I'm going through a divorce. And I like the look of what you do. Can I come on?
Because recovery comes in different, shapes and sizes. It's not one size that fits all.
I believe that everyone's recovering from something, and whether it be addiction, whether it be from an injury, whether it be from losing a loved one, we're all recovering from something. So how do we recover from that? And I think a lot of the wellbeing practices that I've learned over the time, over the last few years, of either whether it be running or being able to sit in quiet, meditating or breathing or cold water or days out. All these fantastic things which are good for our soul. And
it's that connection with community as well. So one thing that I absolutely love, and I've been working in recovery for a long time, and actually on my own recovery journey now, 3 years in.
Yeah, well done.
And it is through, because I remember, some people say, do meditation, do yoga. And you know what? It's all right. Yoga, I quite like that. Meditation is a no-no. And so when I say one size doesn't fit all, actually I found, and I was looking at a lot of my students who have been in recovery, of what they were doing, and a lot of them were actually getting outside, running, walking, actually just getting themselves moving. And that's where I got my ideas from, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to do what they do. And my students have been a massive influence on my life, and I'm really, really lucky, and they're still part of it now. They still support the CIC. But again, if when someone said, meditation might work for other people, but actually exercise is something that you can do as well to help your recovery.
And exercise is so accessible to everybody, because exercise isn't just running or cycling or swimming. Walking is a great way to exercise. It's a great way for you to get outside, and we've got some beautiful parks in Liverpool. Sefton Park is absolutely incredible, and go and walk around Sefton Park for half an hour and you will feel better after it. I will promise you that. And running, it might not be running, it might not be meditation. Meditate. I still struggle trying to meditate because racing brain, thoughts all over the place. It's difficult. And then if you're trying to force yourself to do something which you're struggling with, then the frustrations lead into other types of.
And again, it's like I say, it doesn't suit everybody, but actually, it's that sense of community as well.
Yeah.
You're not just, we created this like sort of running group to keep people fit. It's actually that sense of connection, meeting other people from different walks of life, different scenarios, and you get to know them. So you create this massive community of people, and you're not on your own anymore.
Yeah.
You're not struggling on your own. You've got people around you.
People recover in communities where other people are recovering. Not in a GP surgery, not in a rehab or with the mental health team, with other people who are doing the right things to support their well-being, and that's where people truly recover. And then when you add exercise in with that, then when you do add meditation classes or breath work or all these other things which are really good for us, that helps people elevate themselves to another level.
Yeah. And so how long have you been running the Recovery Runners?
So we started on the 1st of October 2023, just as a running group, and then over, I think it was May 24, the CIC was formed, and then it actually started on the 1st of August 24 with what was called the Calendar Club Challenge. So I ran whatever the date was. So on the first, I ran 1 mile right the way up to the 20th, running 20 miles, the 25th, running 25 miles to start a race and running for the CIC. I'm not a runner. The hardest thing for me was when I was running around Sefton Park just to train. It was more because I thought I'm a very slow runner. I am the slowest runner in the world, and I try and keep up with all these people who are just, they're like gazelles going past me. And I was really slow. And a lot of it was actually just go at your own pace. Yeah. That is fine. The only thing is I'm moving. That's the most important thing. And I remember actually I was running around Sefton Park and I saw some of my students who were training. And when I went to doing any exercise, my trainers were just basic trainers, and I got told by my students who were like, I said, oh God, my legs are killing me. And they were like, she's trainers. And I'm like, but trainers are trainers. And they were like, no. Yeah.
So, is it expensive to get into running?
No, I mean, as I mentioned earlier on, it is important to have the right pair of the right footwear, because just to prevent injuries, and like your casual trainers, your fashion trainers, your gym trainers aren't really suitable for you to go out to be pounding the pavement.
But if you're on a budget, where could you go
Sports Direct. So you can get yourself a pair of decent running trainers from Sports Direct for 40, 50 pounds. Asics is the thing that I go for. Asics are a great trainer, because the other brands like your Nikes and stuff like that just come with like the brand tax, they're still a little bit dearer. But Asics trainers, Sports Direct, for about 40, 50 quid, and they will last you a long time.
So how many people have you got in your group now?
So the community is, all in all, is probably about 100 people within the WhatsApp community at the moment.
Wow.
Doing all different things to help protect their well-being, their health, the fitness, the recovery, the mental health. And we do this, running. It might not be running, it might not be meditation. I say to people all the time, find something that you love and do it every single day. It might be cooking. It might be running. It might be, art, drawing, knitting. But just try loads of things. Try loads of things. Experience
Recovery
them.
knitters, that could be a new one.
Great idea.
I think cooking is my therapy, to be fair. I always cook. I love cooking for other people. We're getting ready for this community meal tomorrow night. We've got about 40 people, thanks to all the support and the generosity. So we did Christmas. I don't know whether you can see it on here. So this is our 2025 limited edition, Steve.
Nice.
Christmas apron, and we get many amazing volunteers every year. I couldn't do Christmas Day without them, and and these are our
How did Christmas Day go?
It was eventful.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 200. I think we have 245 people from all over Merseyside coming together. It is an alcohol-free event, and I actually made that decision because one of the very first Christmases I actually supported, did voluntary work at a recovery place. And I remember thinking, and it was very stressful for the people in there because they couldn't see the loved ones. There's all these things going around. Christmas is a very taxing and very stressful time of year. And I remember thinking to myself, if I put alcohol into this mix, it'd be like petrol.
Yeah.
So when I set up Christmas Day, I kept it sort of alcohol-free. It's very inclusive. We have people from different backgrounds, different religions, different walks of life, all coming together. It's absolutely brilliant, to be fair. But I don't see it because I spent the whole day, like when I got the photos coming through, Arthur Gold, who's an amazing photographer, comes and does it for free every year.
Oh, wow.
He sends me the photos and I'm getting photos. I missed the conga. There was a conga. There was Santa, my friend George. He was on the balcony as Santa. You know George with big beard. He did Santa with the snow machine. I missed everything because I was too busy. But this year, I'm going to spend a lot more time not cooking. I'm going to bring some other people in, hopefully, to do the cooking on Christmas Day because we prep it all. So Tom Harrison House come in. They are addiction recovery and mental health support for veterans and also blue light services. They are the only place in the UK for military veterans, believe it or not. And that's in Liverpool, which is, again, another big one for Liverpool.
They do really good stuff there.
They do. And I'm really proud to just support them and they support me. So they've been supporting me Christmas Day, peeling the veg for 10 years. Wow, 10 years this Christmas, so they better be there. So... yeah, I'm really lucky that a lot of my students have influenced me. I did my first triathlon. I did a part of triathlon 2 years ago. I cycled across Vietnam. There's so much out there. Now, when people say about not drinking, what are you going to lose? Actually, what are you going to gain? So from your perspective, what have you gained?
Wow, everything. So I battled with my addiction.
That's a big question, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, I battled with my addiction since the age of 17, I'd say. Whilst when I was 17, I was going out. I first took drugs when I was 16. 17 is when I took cocaine for the first time, and that was my downfall. Yeah. And I reckon it was probably by the age of 25 when I had a serious problem. So, you know, a long-term addiction which took and stripped so much from me, like, you know, family members and, you know, my health, you know, it cost me a fortune, you know, lost businesses, all kinds. And what it's given me back now is a bit of peace, happiness. You know, I'm in the best mental and physical shape of my whole life. I've built up new connections, new friendships, new partner, and I've got everything that I could possibly want. And I'm doing things that I would never have done before.
Dreamed of.
I went on a retreat with Awake in February. I went to Slovakia and we were cold dipping in frozen lakes every day, climbing mountains with our tops off, boxing, or I wouldn't have done that 3 years ago. You know,
financially, it's a game changer, isn't it? Because the amount of money I've spent on alcohol, and then the next day of being hungover or whatever, you just your money just. But now, I mean, if you told me 3 years ago I would have cycled across Vietnam or done Everest or you know ran you know anywhere, I would have thought no way. And so if anybody's watching and you think, you know what, I want to give up, but I'm scared. Think about, you know, all the things that you gain and especially now, I think recovery and alcohol-free living is becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, it is. It's and you know, there's more and more 0% drinks out there.
Massive, yeah.
There is. We were talking before. I don't know whether they're called the Gen Z era, but the kids coming through now aren't that interested in drinking.
No, not at all. They are a lot more educated on what alcohol does for your mental health and different things like that.
Yeah, and there's loads of good stuff online as well at the moment about you know, the benefits of wellness and fitness and looking after ourselves and eating the right stuff and, you know, cutting out processed foods and all that information on social media and the internet is giving people
the power,
you know, the children coming through now. I don't want to call them children, but the youngsters coming through now are are taking that on board and making some different choices. My son's 19. He's not interested in drinking.
No.
He's into his fitness. He eats so well. And occasionally when he goes out with his friends or like for a birthday or something, he'll have a drink. And that's it. It doesn't bring anything to his life. No. So he knows that himself. And maybe he's seen me with my struggles over the years also, but his friends are the same.
Yeah. Yeah, I said my niece came to stay the other night and with her friends, and expected a few hangovers, but they came in and they took the makeup off, which I never did when I drank. So we're gonna go. What's happening next? Because you've got a big event next week.
Yes. So the Recovery Runners was set up. Now the Recovery Runners, moving forward now, we're going to be working on funded related projects which are going to be free for the community to access. And
if people want to find you, how can they do that?
So we've got a website which is therecoverygroup.org.uk for you to go on to have a look. The social media page now is called Active Connect.
Active Connect. Okay.
And in there, and the Active Connect page, we will also be running all the Recovery Runners CIC activities. So tonight is actually the last of a funded project by Sport England, whereas we had a 12-week running campaign that we've had over 700 people attend over the last 12 weeks, whereas we're helping teach people to get running from being non-runners to runners, or people who are already runners to become better runners. And people are smashing PBs, they're losing weight, it's been so successful. So we want to run more campaigns like that. We've got a mental and physical resilience program that we're going out for, a communication program. And the thing with the communication one is, what I've seen over the last few years is a lot of people, when they come out of addiction and that group, they then come into recovery, and then some people can get trapped in the recovery world. And a lot of the communication style is recovery talk. Yeah. And then when they want to have conversations or look for jobs and stuff like that, whereas it's not around that world, some of the communication can be difficult. Yeah. So we want to do a communication course. We want to do a breathwork course, teach people how to breathe properly, a nutrition course, some more running ones. We've got loads of good stuff in the pipeline.
Fabulous. What we'll do is we'll put the link up for this as well. Yes. So if you do want to find a little bit more, you can follow the link, and and we'll put all your information out there so people can join. Yes. But next week you've got.
Yeah. So next week we've got. So we're set up. So this is another joy of recovery. So coming up to 3 years down the line now.
I'm just going to add this to some warm milk, by the way. So got some warm milk and we've got some orange. So go on.
Right. And the opportunities that come from being in recovery is, I run 2 businesses now, and the second business,
because you've got more time as well.
Yeah. And plus also I've got a rational mind on my shoulders for me to be able to, all my creativity and everything else comes back once you put the drinking and the drugs down. And the Own Night Run is an events company, and we create alternative nights out. So a lot of people, as we've mentioned already, aren't drinking as much. Yeah. So they're staying at home on a Saturday night. Staying at home on Saturday night, they might phone a takeaway and eat loads of stuff which isn't good for them. Or people are going to the pub because it's like, well, what else can I do? So the Neon Night Run is about giving people an option. And we have live DJ on, a nice meet and greet for everyone to have a socialise before we go for a run with music, and then we'll come back to the studio and we will do a fitness class or a meditation or a breath work, and bringing a load of people together who have got a similar interest, i.e. not always having to drink on a Saturday night. And it's not just for people in recovery, it's for anybody.
I went myself a few weeks ago and absolutely loved it. I just feel like you're not given the full gravitas of the event because you're running through the middle of Liverpool city centre, and I was decked out in neon. You don't have to deck that out, just, I'm in for the penny and for the pound. And I look like something from Fame. And you're running along the pier head, which is absolutely phenomenal. Just these
bits,
not the white bits.
Okay.
And you're running along. You've got Steve's carrying this. I'm going to say ghetto blaster. Yeah. Is that because I'm old? But a big ghetto blaster on his back. Then a snow machine. And you're running through like the crowds, and they're all out drinking and having a great time. And do you know what's lovely is the amount of people that cheer you on. Yeah. So as you're going along the pier head, people are stopping and beeping the horns and cheering for you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, and they're playing some amazing music. You know, like I'm going to say, was it 1990s?
Yes.
House dance.
That's it. So all the tunes that we know and love.
Yeah.
How's that?
Perfect.
Is that okay?
You can come again.
So all the tunes that we all know and love,
Yeah.
and it's just about having, like, bringing good vibes, high energy. And next week we're actually at the Powerhouse, so we've hired the Powerhouse
Gorgeous.
out.
So if that's in Sefton Park for people that don't know, and absolutely gorgeous building.
Beautiful building. We've got Ian Longo's going to be playing live. We've been sponsored by a footwear brand who are going to be there for people to try on the trainers.
Amazing.
Imagine 100 people there. It's going to be like a night out, but without obviously the booze. That's going to be replaced with fitness. And
to be fair, you know what? You're having such a good time, and again, making so many connections, and actually better connections because you haven't got the brain fog. That the booze it doesn't even come into. It's not something I even thought about. Oh, this would be better if there was some booze there. Actually, it's not even in the equation, is it?
No. So, and I'm really excited about it. I'm happy with it. It's gone well.
Brilliant. How many have you ran now?
So we've done, I think, 9 or 10 so far. And we've got Powerhouse, then we've got at the end of the month, end of March, Chester, then we're going to Manchester, and then we've got a couple of other collaborations, which I can't tell you about yet, but they're going to be really exciting.
I'll find out and tell you all. So you're not just based in Liverpool now. You're going to go nationwide.
Take
over
the north of England. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
No. Manifesting. Tasha was talking about manifesting, and my friend swears, and Claire absolutely swears by manifesting. So we're going to manifest, and I will come along for the very slow run.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to carry on with this. You are going to get to try some of this today. So hopefully
fabulous.
You've done a run.
Yes, I did this morning.
Very good. So this is our warm milk. I'm going to put the orange zest in there. Now, traditionally, you wouldn't have the orange zest in it, but I just thought, you know what, I'm going to put it in because why not? Okay. We've got the bread, which is stale, and we're just going to pour that over. Okay. So hang on, I'll just move that there. Okay. So I'm going to pour all that in. So this is all for tomorrow, although you will get to try some today. So all our guests who are coming tomorrow, our community guests, are coming in to have this tomorrow. So going to get our hands in a bit, scrunch all that up. Is that a technical term? Put some sugar into it. Now, traditionally, you might use like a light brown sugar. I'm going to put some dark brown sugar in it because, why not? You normally use mixed spice. I'm going to use a little bit of allspice and cinnamon. Just to give it that Caribbean twist, just because, why not? I am actually Irish Caribbean. So I was born in Dublin and my dad was from the Caribbean. So a little bit of both. I'm going to pop that in there. You're going to let it soak for 4 hours or overnight. And then tomorrow, I'm going to mix in some fresh eggs into it. I've got some dried fruit. You could use dried mixed fruit. You could put dates into it. You could put chocolate into it. Whatever you've got. Traditionally, it would be dried fruit. But you know what? I've got some frozen raspberries and some white chocolate, so I might put that in. And I'm going to make a second one. So I'm going to do an orange one with the fruit and maybe a raspberry and white chocolate. I'll keep you some of that. I'll make that later. Okay, and so that's going to be done tomorrow. So it's really easy. Don't throw out that bread. Make some Wet Nelly, global scale state. Now I'm going to get Steve some to try and you can tell me what you think, okay?
Brilliant.
It's the one I made earlier. I love saying that. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So let me just clean this off a little bit.
So once you've done that, then you leave it for 24 hours?
Yeah, 24 hours to 20,
4 hours,
yeah,
okay.
or overnight. And then you're going to scrunch it all up, mix it with your eggs and your fruit, a little bit of butter, dead easy, spices.
And in the oven?
And then in the oven and bake it.
How long?
About half an hour to an hour. Now this one, if you're going to do a big one like that, it's going to take a lot longer. This one took about half an hour.
Okay.
I only did it like in a little bread, in a little mini, one of these little cake tins.
See, I think I could do this. Yeah. I could make this.
I'm going to put you to the test. I want proof that you've done this now. Okay.
Yes, I will.
So see what you think. This is the orange one. And it is a little bit, I don't think you can see, it's a little bit wetter than the normal texture of bread and butter pudding. But I just think it's just going to be like moist, more moist. Is that word? Okay. Let me know what you think. So try some. And quite rich.
Wow, look at that. So this one's got fruit in it as well. I don't know if you can see the fruit in that.
And here's me just scoffing it. It tastes like Christmas.
Wow. Okay, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. So I've already started. It is good, isn't it? And you know what? This would have been bread that would have ended up in the bin or a landfill. And I thought what might be quite a nice idea as well is if you're watching at home and you've got leftover Christmas pudding and you didn't have any dried fruit, crumble up your Christmas pudding and put that in as well.
I just realised you took a little bite out of yours and I stuck the whole thing in at once. Straight in.
That's because it was so good.
That was beautiful. Really nice.
So I'm going to send you the recipe.
Fabulous.
Are you going to make this at home?
Yes, I will.
Brilliant.
Promise. Yeah, I will make this and I'll send you the evidence.
Fabulous. And just rounding it off now, any advice at home for people that are maybe sitting, not about cooking, about just sort of thinking, do you know what, I want to get active. What would you recommend?
So, first of all, change is possible. Change is possible,
And you're living testament to that.
However you are feeling, whatever it is that you're going through right now, change is possible. And whether it be struggling with addiction, whether it be mental health struggles, you know, anything that you're going through, there's so many amazing services in Liverpool, you know, that help and support people like what you do, like what we do. And also in Liverpool City Centre, there is so much available and out there. So I would just say, reach out, ask for help, talk to somebody, and move your body. You know, the gift that we've got of being able to, you know, use this as a vessel to get us out there, go for a walk. It will clear your mind, you know, and change is possible, and speak to people. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Thanks a lot for coming in. Thank you for having me.